Yo, what's going on, everybody? Stock Apples Jack here, bringing you a brand new video. It's been a little while, but I am back and ready to attack, and so is MMTLP and MMAT. And as you can see, big news yesterday. The board of directors approves the planned completion of the spin-off of NextBridge Hydrocarbons. And let's waste no time. I'm sure you've all already read this, but in case you didn't, as you can see, upon completion of the distribution, NextBridge will be an independent public reporting company, but the NextBridge common stock is not and will not be publicly traded and will not be eligible for electronic transfer through the DTC, book entry system, or any other established carrying corporation. And as you can see, each holder of the Series A preferred stock as of 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 12, 2022, of course that's the record date of the distribution, will be entitled to receive 1 share of NextBridge common stock for every 1 share of Series A preferred stock, which of course is the MMTLP held as of the record date. Yes, if you hold until 4 p.m. December 12th, will then receive NextBridge shares. If you sell anytime before that, you will receive the cash, the value that, you sell it at. But that's a very important point. And again, reiterate, you cannot double dip this. If you sell MMTLP after December 12th, between that date, the 13th to the 14th there, NextBridge will get transferred to the person who brought it from you. So there's no double dipping in this. A little bit of confusion there, but again, all you got to do is hold till 4 p.m. December 12th, 2022 if you want NextBridge, and sell before it if you do not. And as you can see, the shares of NextBridge common stock will be distributed on December 14th after the close of the trading markets, at which time all of the shares of Series A preferred stock will be automatically cancelled. MMTLP will cease to exist. The holders of such Series A preferred stock will cease to have any right with respect to such shares, and the shares of Series A preferred stock, MMTLP, will no longer be tradable on the O2C market. That's done. NextBridge will be the next one if you hold to that date. Now, stick around in this video because we get more in depth with stuff and some more difficult questions I try to answer that I've seen going around that's not being talked about in these videos. So please stick around. This is basic knowledge, but I just want a nice introduction to the video here. As you can see, holders of Series A preferred stock are not required to take any action in connection with the distribution and are not required to make any payment or surrender or exchange their shares of MMTLP in order to receive shares of NextBridge common stock. Now, street name or beneficial stockholders are most of us stockholders. We own it by street name. Of course, the broker holds it. But for registered stockholders, I've seen some stuff going around. What happens then? And you can skip this part of the video if you like. We'll be talking about this for a few moments. As you can see, if the shares of Series A preferred stock are owned directly through Meta's transfer agent, AST, such holder is a registered stockholder. In this case, the distribution agent, which is also AST, will credit the whole number of shares of NextBridge common stock to be received in the distribution by such record stockholder by directly registering such shares in book entry form in a new AST account in the name of such record stockholder. Registration in book entry form refers to a method of recording share ownership where no physical stock certificates are issued to stockholders, like that of a beneficial stockholder or street name stockholder, say. As is the case in this distribution, registered stockholders will be able to access information regarding their book entry account holding NextBridge common stock at the transfer agent. Commencing on or shortly after the distribution date, the transfer agent will mail an account statement to each registered stockholder that indicates the number of whole shares of NextBridge common stock that has been registered in book entry form in their name. And of course, this is why there's an extra step, is because you had to do the first step, become a registered stockholder anyway. So, if you are a registered stockholder, this should help you out. But again, quickly here, holders of Series A preferred stock who sell their shares after the record date but before the distribution date will be required to transfer the shares of NextBridge common stock received in the distribution to the subsequent purchaser of the Series A preferred stock. As we mentioned a few moments ago, if you sell after December 12th, so just say December 13th, December 14th, before the end of the day, you cannot sell. And if you sell, you'll receive just the cash, and you'll have to give up your NextBridge shares to the purchaser of MMTLP at that point. I know, a little bit confusing, but again, you cannot double dip this. And Again, to reiterate, December 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you sell before then, you'll receive the cash. If you hold till after December 14th, you'll receive an expert shares. If you sell on December 13th and during the trading day on December 14th, you'll get cash from, of course, your profit or loss from MMTLP, and you'll have to sell, and you will have to transfer the shares in Exbridge to the subsequent purchaser of the MMTLP at that time. So hopefully you're still sticking around here. This is the big part of the video. And as you can see, here's the chart of MMTLP within the last few months. So, back in the middle of October, we experienced that big bounce up to roughly $7, $8, and they dragged it down a short attack. And again, as you can see, into November, we started gaining traction. And a few weeks ago, we suffered a little bounce back. They tried the short attack, and it did not work that well. And as you can see, just days ago, we reached all-time highs, and they dragged it down around 20% the last few days. But of course, now we have the distribution dates, which is massive. The whole reason for this possible short squeeze is, well, one, FOMO. But the main one, of course, is the shorts and how they have to cover. As you can see, public company shorting is possible primarily because stocks can be freely sold. They can be easily sold to willing buyers, and we acquired through willing sellers. However, transfer of private company stock is limited due to current restrictions on private company stock and thus cannot be freely sold or bought. I mean, you cannot short, your neighbor's company on the road. It's private. You cannot short it. But if it's publicly traded, yes, you can. But of course, many people have known about that now, as that's the main principle behind this possible short squeeze. Now, StockTwits has some great information from some great people. And this is Radar7382. I'm sure I've talked about him before on this channel, back to my old videos years ago. Yes, years ago we did discuss MMTLP when it first came out, and Meta back in the day. And it's a great point here from Radar. So let's read it. The runs that longs want to see won't happen until dates are set. The dates are now set, of course, is November 23rd. How hard that run will be depends on how many shorts have to cover. Of course, FINRA is looking forward to seeing those numbers. For example, if it turns out that 80 million shares need to be covered, which, of course, the number going around, and we'll get into that momentarily. Some people are saying hundreds of millions because of the statistics and naked shares. Of course, we cannot confirm any of this stuff. But again, as you can see, 80 million shares need to be covered. That's 80 million buy orders, all flooding the bid price. When there were 76,000 sell orders, of course, back a few days ago, there was a $2 drop. So 80 million buy orders with some sell orders set hundreds of dollars from the current bid price. Do the math. That would be obscure. As you can see, until those orders, the price action is anyone's guess. And again, we got the dates now, which is huge. And discussing Meta MMAT here quickly, Ihor Dusanskwitzky, and I'm probably pronounced that wrong. It's no probably, I definitely am pronouncing that wrong. But of course, he's a manager director of S3 Partners LLC, which is big. The short interest on Meta MMAT is 80 million. 39.35 shares are shorted. It's a 14% fee. Shorts are up 18 million in 2022 so far. But he also marked this out of 100 out of 100 short squeeze potential in another post, which is huge. This is just the data here, but he describes how MMAT is a possible short squeeze candidate as well, because many people will be taking profits from MMTLP and putting it into MMAT. Now leave your comments down below. Will you be doing that? What will you be doing? Will you be keeping cash, enjoy yourselves, buy something nice for yourself, after the long wait, or will you be pouring it back in MMAT? Let me know. And short squeeze, and of course on Twitter, a short squeeze, go give him a follow. He's fantastic DD. And as you can see, record date December 12th, distribution date December 14th. 80 million short positions now have a deadline to close out the positions. Shorts cannot bring a short position into a private company, of course. And new shareholders, MMTLP, prior to the record date, gets private shares of the company and is eligible for future payouts from their assets, of course, roughly 3.2 billion oil barrels and 132,000 acres of land predicted. Again, which could be obscure amounts. in the dividend. But again, needless to say, if you hold for the dividend, it could be a very, very long process, to actually get your money. Like, it could be, I'm not going to give a timeline, but it could be multiple months or even a year or more. But of course, we've held out for TRCH, we've been waiting this long, so you make your choice. Personally, if the price gets to my price target, I think I'm going to sell most of my shares, but I'm going to keep some for next bridge, see what that's all about. And as you can see, again, from a short squeeze, MMTLP is going private, and he's still share estimated over 200 million synthetic shares have to close their positions. Shorts have 12 trading days to close out their positions since the record date is December 12th. And as you can see, we all know about Overstock and how it's very, very comparable. Of course, different companies, Overstock don't have oil in the ground. But again, as you can see, Overstock had the record date over 10 million shorts were required to close out their position, and the price ran from $7 to $120. Now, also, what do you think will be the shorts' plans here? Will they, try to make a bloodbath of the markets come Friday morning tomorrow? Will they, and next week, will they wait till the very last possible minute to close their positions, which many believe are that Friday, December 9th. Now, I cannot confirm that because people are saying a T1 date. But again, I cannot confirm that. Leave comments down below if you know any truth to that. But again, if they have to close by Friday, they are locked, and we have a decision we can make basically for free during the trading day on the 12th, that Monday, December 12th. Do we want to carry it to the next bridge, or do we want to take the profits? Now, quickly, Chase UK on StockTwits. Now, yes, this may be a random user, but something very big here. He asks if anyone's using Interactive Investor in the UK, and he's spoken with them about selling MMTLP, and they said they cannot guarantee a sale. Rather, they'll look at it on a case-by-case basis. And they also explain how there will be a significant delay when trying to sell. And this nice lad, Bastrone, comments and says, I have messaged and called them probably 5 times at this point. They won't guarantee anything just to cover themselves. They're originally part of TD and still use many of the same network's channels. There will be a high demand, so I am confident I have flagged this with them. This is not a regular OTC situation, which of course it is not. They are aware that the global desk will handle everything. I think they assume there won't be much liquidity because it's OTC. And of course, hopefully this man gets all this said and done with his decision. But I'm just bringing up the fact that make sure you can sell if you want to. Make sure everything goes through correctly. And I'm sure most of you know that. But again, I'm just reiterating and making sure I don't want anybody to be stuck or held or, causing anxiety for no reason. And to end the video here, this is a look at Overstock's chart and what happened as we discussed, went from $8 to $120. And again, of course, Overstock also had a preferred Series A dividend as well. And again, I'll say AMC is nothing like MMTLP in my opinion. People are comparing it to how they could drop off. Two totally different companies in my opinion. But guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, subscribe for more MMTLP content. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.